Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. Tonight, police are cautioning students nationwide against violence after arresting 6 final year students in the Upper East region for arson, assault and destroying school property, as parents also raise fresh concerns over student conduct as WASI ends.
I am a student. I work here to go to school. So if they relocate us here, if work is not going correct for us, I don't know how we are going to survive.
They should let us remain at the corner here, since our food vending point is not inside the project site.
Also, Black Stars told to overhaul tactical approach ahead of England clash on Tuesday after narrow escape against Panama yesterday.
We don't need to be passive in middle because they have good players in the middle that can play. With Bellingham, he's always join attack. So in the midfield, we need to be very tight. If maybe we can allow them to go on the flanks, then we can lock them with 1v1 or 2v1. It will help us.
Also tonight, police are cautioning students nationwide against violence after arresting 6 final year students. And also we'll be bringing you that Black Stars story and coming up in business.
Raw banks welcome new regulatory requirements from Bank of Ghana that raises issues with proposed timelines for meeting new capital requirements.
Also coming up tonight, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu reveals government spent over 800 million cedis on the flagship no-fee stress policy, as he says payment is not in arrears.
We have details as Etiwa East MP Abna Osiasari cautions government against the use of GETS fund allocation for feeding and the neglect of infrastructure development.
That is not the core mandate of GET fund. GET fund's core mandate is to help in the infrastructure of the schools. I understand that the students will have to be fed, but then that is not the core mandate of GET fund. We can use other sources of revenue for that.
The latest of these and many other stories are coming up in the next 60 minutes. Feel free to be a part of this show by sending us a WhatsApp on 055 11 11 997. My name is Kenneth. Gyasi.
My name is Gemma. Appiah.
Stay tuned for details.
We dey brush them. Who dey brush? We dey brush them. Who dey brush? We dey brush them. Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth every day and night. After eating before bed, brush the germs away. The sugar germs, we go brush them. Fufu germs, we go brush them. Rice germs, we go brush them. We go.
When it comes to your teeth, Fun World Cup. Brush them twice daily with Pepsodent, now in limited edition packs. This advert is FDA approved.
World Cup fever is here, and Universal Merchant Bank, the official banking partner of the GFA and the Ghana Black Stars, is probably back in the dreams of all Ghanaians with seamless banking services and opportunities. This World Cup season, as the Ghana Black Stars chase glory, you can win with UMB. Open a new UMB account or reactivate your existing account today to enjoy free data bundles and other awesome rewards. To get started with convenient and reliable banking, visit any of our 35 branches across Ghana. Go to our website, myumbbank.com, or download the UMB Speed app from the Play Store or App Store and open an account using your Ghana card in minutes. For more details, call our 24-hour contact center at 0302 633 988 or toll free at 0800 100 880 for all networks. UMB, proudly serving Ghana with speed since 1972.
South, and to the east. See the fire in the street. Red, gold, green, head the rhythm, head the beat. Boots on the pitch, yeah, we carry all the dreams. One nation, one voice, one unstoppable team. Stars rise, we lighting up the sky. Black stars, hear the people cry. Go time, feel the thunder roll. Ghana to the world, we dey take control. Stars rise, never backing down.
The stars are rising and Sigma Appliances is cheering them on. Go Ghana, go Black Stars. This World Cup season, experience every goal in stunning detail on Sigma TVs and soundbars. From air conditioners, fridges and freezers to TVs, washing machines and small appliances, Sigma has them all. Watch out for amazing discounts for all dealers. Find Sigma products at your nearest home appliance shop. Visit PlatinumImpex.net. Sigma Appliances, create possibilities.
Ghana, Betano is here. Start strong with a welcome bonus up to 2,000 Ghana cedis. Register now at betano.com.gh. This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Gaming can be addictive, not for persons below 18 years.
Couldn't sleep at night. Mosquitoes will be whining my ears. Bugging me all night long. Till I got a remedy. Now I'll be spraying them away with holy insecticide spray. Me I go spray them away with holy insecticide spray. When I sleep, me da na ma da with holy insecticide spray.
Holy mosquito coil, holy multi-purpose insecticide spray. Dana Kron Kron. For bulk purchase, call 0302 681582. This advert is FDA approved.
Tonight, a direct clash of authorities playing out in Wa after the demolition of Tindamba Primary School. The Wa MC ignored a directive from the local government and regional ministers to demolish a school block housing over 200 pupils for a 24-hour market project. The demolition has sparked uncertainty in the community amid revelations that neither President John Mahama nor the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development Ahmed Ibrahim approved the exercise. Pupils who reported to school were met with piles of rubble where the classrooms once stood, forcing authorities to relocate them to temporary learning spaces. Parents, teachers and residents say the demolition has disrupted education, while traders and artisans operating around the school fear the impact on their livelihoods. Rafiq Salam reports.
The 24-hour economy market is coming. Traders got 1 week to pack. For some, it means starting all over. For others, it means stopping school. 31-year-old Bashir Idrisu faked his ties here for years. He says his only skill now has nowhere to go.
Our father passed away last year, so I'm the one taking care of my mother and my junior sisters. We are pleading the assembly that they are not yet built the market. They should fence the place and leave us at the 10 feet.
For his apprentice, Mohammed Zidane, he may not be able to sponsor his education.
I am a student. I work here to go to school. So if they relocate us here, if work is not going correct for us, I don't know how we are going to survive.
38-year-old mother of three and a divorcee, Sakina Yukubu, stated that the survival of her family depends here.
I don't have any place to locate my food container to. Now that I don't have any place, do they want me to be idling or going about chasing men to take care of my 3 kids? Our plea is that they should let us remain at the corner here, since our food vending point is not inside the project site.
Butcher Mohammed Fobi Boatan, though happy about the demolition, however is doubtful about the completion of the project. I am not entirely sad about the demolition. What I will be sad of is if they destroy the school and fail to execute the 24-hour economy market project. Government's position was clear right from the start. The minister in charge of local government, chieftaincy and religious affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, poo-pooed plans of the intended demolition of the school last January.
I heard in the news yesterday that the school is being converted to a 24-hour market. Correct, it is not coming from my ministry. And I don't think President Mama will endorse that. So we will not collapse the school to build a market.
The case went to court following disagreement between the landlords, then was settled out of the court by the water overlord. Policy was clear. Build a 24-hour market? Yes. Collapse the school? No. Even the president, John Dramani Mahama, weighed in during the launch of the Appiah Park Resource Hub project. He dismissed claims that orders came from above.
I did not say that the school should be used. I heard some people said, oh, a directive from above. And they like doing this from above, from above, from above. I don't know who is above there. Somebody goes and wants to take somebody's land. They say, it's a directive from above. There's no above anywhere.
But in the dark, bulldozers had the last word. 70 years of learning gone in hours. They relocated the learners but who will relocate their future.
Reporting for J News, Rafik Salam. Wow.
That is Rafik Salam with that report from Wa. Let's just stay in that region and speak to him once again. Rafik, you visited the students. How are they faring, really?
One, I visited actually the school a couple of days ago. They were still packing their things into their new borrowed, renovated classrooms. You know, they have 3 classroom blocks, 3 unit classroom blocks that they have ceded to them. One is for the Tindamba Junior High School, and the other is from the Islamic Nuria Islamic Primary School. And so what happens is that class 1 up to 3, they are using the Nuria Islamic Senior High, Islamic Primary School, and then also class primary 4, 5, 6, they are also using the junior high school block that they ceded to them. But when you move down towards the west, that's where we have Nuria.
Hello, Rafik.
For the kindergarten. Hello?
Yes, I lost you. I can hear you now.
I'm saying that when you are moving to the western end of the school, that's Nuria, where we have the kindergarten sharing a 6-unit classroom block with the Nuria primary school. And so when I visited there, the children were packing their books and also other teaching aids into their new classrooms, and that was what exactly I saw. What I also saw at the place was that there is a toilet and then also urinary, but these places are untidy and also unkempt. There's a lot of overgrown weeds. But we are told later that the assembly is to construct a toilet or a latrine for the school. That's what I know, and that's the situation right now.
And has there been any response from the Ghana Education Service or regional education authorities?
For now, no, they haven't said anything. But you see, this thing is done in conjunction. You know, the World Municipal Assembly has oversight responsibilities over some of these decentralized departments. And so I can tell you that the World Municipal Education Office are aware of this move. The SMC also told me that they were also told that they should be ready because they will relocate the school. And then when they were preparing to organize a meeting for the PTA, during the wee hours of the morning, then they went and bulldozed the old structure down. And so this is really the current situation at the school.
Rafik Salam is our resident correspondent in the Upper West region. Thank you very much, Rafik. We will be speaking shortly to the Deputy Chairman for Parliament's Select Committee on Local Government and Rural Integration, Charles Agbeve, in a moment, but in the meantime,
the MCE for the area, Alhaji Nura Isa Danwana, has in the last few hours been responding to the demolition. He says the permission to demolish was sanctioned by the WANA.
The overlord of the WANA traditional area, WANA, and the people.
But does he have the power to issue that order, especially when the president and even Ahmed Ibrahim himself said that he's not aware of this order?
I think the letter that was issued to us did indicate that we should look for the site for this 24-hour economic market, search for the site in consultation with the local authorities. And that is what exactly we did. So when we first had the letter that were allocated to provide land for the 24-hour economic market, as an example, we looked around, there was no place. And based on our past experience, what I've experienced here, when they were constructing the Fadama Mall, that is and the secondary cities, there were so many issues surrounding it. So we people ran to the WANA, and then we briefed the WANA as to what is coming to his people. So the WANA received us, and it indicated that he will constitute a committee, assign his 10 members to go in for this search, and then identify a place for us. And that was what happened.
You are employed by the president. Why take orders from the overlord?
It is not exactly just taking orders from the overlord. We have a tradition here. Even if you look at what the president stated when he came here, Africa has not given you the full report of what the president said. He has only given you an excerpt to his interest.
So tell us the full report.
I think, it's in consultation with all other stakeholders. Even if we had gone ahead without consulting the one and all the other stakeholders, there was no way that this issue would have been resolved.
So you held consultations, but you never got the green card to proceed with the demolition. And so why go ahead to do so?
We got the green card, and we got all the. We have the opportunity to do this. And just as I've indicated to you, we've consulted all the stakeholders.
Confirm for me. You say the pupils are 248?
243.
43. Okay. So then we can 243. Good. We can get the number right.
243 people. And what we did was that he has not informed me that there were vacancies at these particular schools. Even the Tendamba primary school that was demolished had 5 school blocks. And out of the 5, the school was occupying only 2. Because the school initially in the past was having a population about 1,200. That has reduced drastically to this particular number in 2025. And the school was occupying the entire 5 structures, and that has been reduced to only 2 structures, and 3 structures was abandoned. And the caterers was using one of the structures were locked up. And when you go to the junior high school site, it was the same thing because it is the primary school that feeds the junior high school. Once the enrollment has reduced, the junior high school to the same thing happened. And the junior high school was having 5 empty classroom blocks, and churches have taken advantage of this block and were using it for church activities. Even 3 unit classroom was being used by a church, another classroom was being used by another church, another one was being used by another church. So when we got to realize that there was enough place on the other side to accommodate the primary school, because the primary school is about 70 meters away from the junior high school. And we thought it wise that to even encourage them. Even the children were so happy that they were going to be united with their fellow brothers and sisters who they were with at the other side, and now they will be reunited. It has not created that negative impression he has given. The entire community, everybody has accepted it. The parents are happy, the people are happy. We have created brand new classrooms for them. We've even promoted the school to become Tendamba model primary school to provide that model standard status and standard for the people. And where they are is more safer and comfortable.
Mr. Issa, the controversy here is not about the new structures you have erected. The controversy here is who ordered the demolition of the structure. Is the president aware, as well as the local minister aware, of the demolition that took place? Can you say on authority that they are aware and they sanction it?
The president has not stated anywhere that he is against the demolition or for. He is not for and he is not against. Because the president indicated that he is not part of it. You heard it, and I think I have not shown that thing. And that he wouldn't support. If you can go back to the video, I don't need to say it. You can go back to what the president said, but I think he's supporting based on his interest.
Let's get talking and go into the telephone lines, as I mentioned earlier, and speak to the Deputy Chairman for Parliament Select Committee on Local Government and Rural Development. Ignatius Godfred Dodu is also the Shai Osudoku DCE. I want to start with Mr. Charles Agbeve, who is the Deputy Chairman for Parliament's Committee on Local Government. Welcome to the program, Mr. Agbeve. At the heart of this controversy is the siting of a 24-hour economy market, which happens to be on a land that used to house a 70-year-old basic school. I want to find out from you, being the deputy chair of that committee, how many sites have been earmarked nationwide for the construction of these 24-hour markets?
Thank you very much, Kenneth. Let me start by greeting your cherished listeners. My designation is actually the vice chairman of the local select committee of local government. In all, the 261 MMDAs are to provide land for the construction of a new 24-hour economy market. The policy or the flagship policy is you look at the existing markets you have. If you could do something about it, modernize it, or put down some dilapidated structures and upgrade it to that level, yes, you can do that. And a typical example is happening at Antwerp. we took us there and they showed us an existing old market, and they are trying to put the 24-hour economy market just by rate. Then some assemblies are having challenges with getting land. Because especially the municipalities and the metropolitan areas, they don't have the land. Interestingly, today we met Greater Accra MDAs. Gemma, MC, very clear to us. She cannot get the 4 acres. So what she is doing is she's gotten a 1.7 acre land somewhere. So she's scaling down the plan for it to fit into that 1.7. I also East told us he cannot get the 4 acres. He got 1.9. So what they are doing is modify the plan, do car parks, do an underground, send the car parks underground, and make sure they are able to put up the market there. And so there are challenges that have come to our attention, and we are expecting the local authorities, together with the chiefs, to sit and fashion out something that would be suitable. But pulling down structures is quite unfortunate. What happened in Wa is quite big news to us. I am also shocked at it. But we believe it's a local decision. It's a local, the overlord has sanctioned it. I understand you went to court, they brought it out of court, and so the final say is the landowner.
So, Mr. Agbeve, as we speak right now, how many of these projects are currently facing disputes or objections from local communities?
It will be difficult to say immediately because we've just been to 3 regions: Western region, Central region, and Greater Accra. We finished Greater Accra today. We are on our way to Eastern region, and over there we also get a report. And so from Greater Accra, the reports we had today were non-availability of land, but they are managing and trying to scale down what they are supposed to put up to make sure they can fit. They can also take advantage of the project.
Okay. So what oversight mechanisms are currently in place to ensure public infrastructure is protected during the implementation of these 24-hour economy markets?
In fact, we insist on one, making sure when you select is a good area, a good location for putting up a market. Because we don't expect you to go and locate a marshy area, a floody area, where one big rain comes and the whole market is flooded. No. Because in the desperation of looking for a place, the most available lands, the lands available now in most places are the marshy areas. Thankfully, it's raining now, so it's exposed all the land areas. So when that is done, we look at that, the land location. Then we are also insisting and encouraging the assemblies to register this land, own this land. I want to believe if Ghana Education Service, through its district, had owned that school land,
right?
Yeah, ward it.
Okay.
Become the property of Ghana Education Service. I don't think we'll get here.
Charles Agbeve, thank you very much. He's the Vice Chairman of Parliament Select Committee on Local Government and Rural Development.
The Shire Osudoku DCE Ignatius Godfred Dodoi is still on the line to us. Ignatius, what is the state of the 24-hour market economy in your districts, I should say?
All right, thank you so much. Good evening to you. I think we made progress over last week. We had engagement with market folks and now to do a presentation of the we have selected or we qualify to have. Yesterday, we're at the market to do a few technical demonstrations.
Ignatius, you would have to reposition yourself for us to hear you clearly.
Is it okay now?
Let's try again.
Yes. Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm struggling to hear you, so we'll bring you that interview once we have a clear line to Ignatius.
In other stories, tonight police are warning students across the country to stay away from violence, vandalism and other unlawful conduct after arresting 6 final year students in the Upper East region over separate incidents of arson, assault and destruction of school property. 2 students from Zebula Senior High Technical School are accused of setting a teacher's apartment on fire, while 4 other students from Boko Senior High School were arrested over rioting, attacks on school staff and damage to school property. The arrests come just days before the end of the WASI examination, with authorities cautioning that celebrations must not descend into lawlessness. And the police, in a statement, vowed to arrest students who indulge in violence. My colleague Michelle Latte joins us in the studio with details of that particular statement. Michelle, the police appears concerned about the growing spate of violence among students.
Right. So just as you said, they are concerned and they've been urging the students to remain disciplined, law-abiding, and also celebrate responsibly, especially now that most of for the final year students, they are completing school. And they are warning them that any acts of violence, vandalism, arson, or assault carry serious criminal consequences that may jeopardize their future and their academic career. So they are also saying that they will not hesitate to arrest and prosecute any student found engaging in unlawful conduct, and they've called on parents also, guardians and school authorities to promote discipline, respect and peace.
Thank you very much, Michelle Latte, with the update from the Ghana Police Service. Well, we've also been hearing from the National Council of Parent-Teacher Association, which is also worried about the increased violence among students. We'll hear from them shortly. But first, my colleague Jason Day of our research desk has been digging in this trend and joins me in studio with details. Jason, you've been tracking the trend of indiscipline in our senior high schools over the past decade. What did you find?
So our analysis identified at least 12 major incidents of violence, bullying, sexual assault, weapons possession and attacks involving students and staff between 2016 and 2026. The data suggests that what were once isolated incidents are becoming more frequent and diverse in nature. In fact, in 2016, one major incident was recorded when a student at Opokurai SHS was stabbed to death while attempting to separate a fight. And then fast forward in 2021, another fatal case occurred at Konongo Odomase SHS, where a first-year student was stabbed to death during a bully-related altercation. Then again, 2 years on, in 2023, the country witnessed the widely publicized Adisadel College assault case, where a student was captured on video violently attacking another student in a dormitory. So the number of high-profile incidents have been increasing ever since. And then just last year, at least 4 major incidents were recorded. These included violence clashes between students of Kimbu STS and Accra Technical Training Center, the unrest we saw at Sokode SHTS, the accidental discharge of a pistol by students at SDA SHS, which injured 2 students, and then the violence linked to the Boko conflict that affected Boko SHS, Nalerigu SHS, and Zuarungu SHS. Then in 2026 already, we have seen 4 major incidents where a student was stabbed during the Eastern Regional Super Zonal Sports Competition involving Koferida SHTS. A female student from Osino Presbyterian SHS was allegedly gang raped during the same event. Also, teachers were reportedly assaulted during an incident involving West African Secondary School and Fafraha Community SHS. And then 6 students from Agri Memorial and Adisadel College were arrested over an alleged robbery and assault after a sports competition. So what's striking is that the nature of indiscipline appears to be evolving from the traditional bullying and student fights to the use of weapons, sexual violence, attacks on teachers, and conflicts spilling over from communities into schools.
Jason Day is a Joy News data and research analyst, and earlier this month, Education Minister Harun Idrisu expressed concern about growing indiscipline in schools across the country, warning that government will take decisive action to address the trend.
One of the major problems we will deal with this year, 2026, will be stemming the growing indiscipline in our schools, particularly at the secondary education level. We expect to hold a national conference in Kumasi on or before the end of July, where we expect that educators, academia, the church, moral society, the Muslim community and chiefs and parents, regional and district directors of education and headmistresses will converge in Kumasi or Sunyani to deal with stemming the growing indiscipline in our schools.
So that was Education Minister Harun Idrisu speaking on the growing indiscipline in schools earlier this month. Joining me on the phone line is Gabson Kofi Raphael. He is the General Secretary of the National Council of PTA. Welcome to News 9. My colleague Jason walked us through the trend for some time now. Over 12 cases of indisciplined violence recorded in our schools nationwide. Why are we recording these numbers?
First of all, let me thank you for this opportunity, and also take this opportunity to greet all your cherished listeners. Well, every society reflects the kind of training, character formation, and behavior that either we condone on the quiet or we rebuke openly. And as society grows, our children are a reflection of some of these things that are happening. And it tells us that we all have a lot of work ahead of us.
So are you saying we failed as parents, we failed as a country, we failed as teachers?
Of course. If we haven't failed, we'll not be discussing them, because it has become a major issue. And we are all convening and agree that we have to relook at that. Maybe along the line, there are certain things we're doing that we have decided this time around to copy blindly from other jurisdictions, that their systems and our systems, they are not at the same wavelength. So that is why we see ourselves in this.
We are grateful for your time. Gabson Kofi Raphael is the General Secretary of the National Council of PTA.
Let's do business. George Riafe is here, clad in his Ghana Black Stars jersey. I bet he enjoyed that match last night, didn't you?
Of course.
Indeed,
of course.
I can see that.
I think for me, it's about 3 points. That's the thing that matters. There is still a lot of work that needs to be done on the team. Their stamina, maybe they needed more friendlies, but also the coach, I think, is a good one, being able to tactically read the game and respond with the changes. But listen, I mean, the English won't be an easy game for us. It was good we had the Panamerians, as I hope that's the right word. We had them for our first game. If you had the English as our first, I don't know what would have happened. But I think that it's good. A lot of work needs to be done.
Right.
At least we'll hope for or our worst should be a draw against
Hopefully.
the English national team. Yeah. Well, coming up in business, rural banks reveal significant number of them have met the new capital requirement even before the December deadline. And total amount of Ghana cedis in circulation rises marginally to 78.9 billion Ghana cedis ending March this year, as deposits with commercial banks slows to 89 billion Ghana cedis. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one stop shop for all your office essentials, Synthesis tanks and Pepsodent, Herbal and Charcoal.
Hello? Charlie, I'm at the library. Why do you keep calling me?
Wait, question. What's the capital of Burkina Faso?
Ouagadougou. Bye.
Wait. Which planet is the hottest in the solar system?
Venus. Charlie, why all these questions?
See, I'm playing the MTN Swipe and Win promo. I might cash out some cool 1,000 Ghana cedis today.
Hey, 1,000 cedis. Shh. Charlie, what's the next question?
Join the MTN Swipe and Win promo today. Answer trivia, earn points, and stand a chance to win 1,000 Ghana cedis every day. Weekly cash of 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000 Ghana cedis. A brand new Hyundai Texan in the first 3 months, and the ultimate grand prize of 500,000 Ghana cedis. Recharge your account to qualify for the daily draws. To join, visit swipeandwinpromo.mtn.com.gh. Download the My MTN app or dial *5030#. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. TNCs apply.
MTN.
Son, we are so proud of you for setting up this hospital. I really love those hospital beds and waiting chairs. By the way, did you import them?
No, Dad, I didn't. I actually got them from Kingdom Books and Stationery right here in Ghana.
Wow. We also bought our office supplies, safes, executive desks and chairs from Kingdom, and they gave us expert advice on how to set up our office.
Guys, that makes 3 of us. I also got our sofa and bedroom sets, plus our dining hall furniture for our new home from Kingdom.
Wow, Mom, that makes 4 of us. I usually get my stationery items from Kingdom. And my teacher also mentioned that our classroom furniture was provided by Kingdom.
So there you have it. Whenever you're thinking about setting up an office or acquiring furniture for your home, etc., Kingdom Books and Stationery should be your first port of call. With over 40 years experience in the industry, we stock and supply a wide variety of globally sourced office and home furniture, stationery and equipment. Visit our head office, Takweje, Osu near the Osu Cemetery, Temania Community 4, Takoradi opposite Vijay Mays Plaza, Cape Coast University Bookshop, Spintex Road near Absa Bank, Atomic Center Point Mall, Winneba University Campus, KNUST, the University Bookshop, and Santasi in Kumasi. You can also visit our shop online, www.kingdomstoreonline.com. Hurry while stock lasts. For further inquiries, contact us on 050-162-0810 or 0302-764-101. Email info@kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, where quality and affordability is assured. Terms and conditions apply.
Brush your teeth every day and night. After eating before bed, brush the germs away. The sugar jam, we go brush them. Fufu jam, we go brush them. Rice jam, we go brush them. We go.
When it comes to your teeth, Funnel World Cup. Brush them twice daily with Pepsodent, now in limited edition packs. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, good afternoon. I am calling from your bank. We are currently experiencing a system downtime, so we need to secure your account. Please, can you confirm your account number and your login details so we can restore access immediately? Yes, your username and password, just to verify.
Beware of fraudsters. Your bank will never ask for your login details, PIN or password over the phone. Shine your eye. Spot the fraud. Stop the fraud. This message is brought to you by the Ghana Association of Banks.
If you spot the fraud, you go fit to stop the fraud. Make you know
This football season, Star Oil and Point Africa, they give you double. Every Monday and Tuesday, fuel up at Star Oil and get 2 times your bonus points. That's right, double points when you buy quality and affordable fuel from Star Oil. Now, fuel the game for Point Ibeji. From 1st June to 19th July, collect and redeem points in the Point Africa app for amazing rewards, including fuel vouchers, flat screen TVs, PlayStation, Bluetooth speakers, blenders, and food deals. First come, first serve. Charlie, don't just pay. Get points point, use point. Download the Points Africa app today. Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuel for all. Terms and conditions apply.
If you want quality, this be where you belong. Hey, tough, hey, strong. Oh, gonna shout and sing the song. When the sun they hot, syntax no break. When the rain they fall, still no shake. Builders they choose and plumbers they prove. Any project you they start.
Sasso, c'est pour mes tontons précons. Sasso, c'est pour mes tontons précons. Et dans la joie, mais y'a vous séché. Y'a un cassia, les malaria. Minya me pour, mais sasso spray. Every mosquito start to run away. Come on, tontons précons. Sasso, mi se come tonton preko. Come tonton preko. Sasso, come tonton preko. Nani sham ne die demonstranko.
This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back to Business on Newsnight. Now, rural banks have revealed that a significant number of them have met the new capital requirement way before the expected deadline. The Bank of Ghana, as part of their proposed reforms for the sector, has asked existing banks to increase their capital from 1 million Ghana cedis to 5 million Ghana cedis by December 2026. Executive Director of the Association of Rural and Community Banks, Solomon Amakwa, says that even though most of them have met the requirement, some time is still needed for the struggling ones.
Several have exceeded it. Some are of 10 million, and in particularly encouraging development. The shareholders of one of our largest community banks have voted to capitalize their institution to 100 million, and that is a very powerful signal of our shareholder confidence, because we understand that capital adequacy is the foundation of resilience. Higher capital means greater lending capacity and stronger buffer and the ability to deploy more meaningful interventions in the community we serve. The expansion of our capital base is not a regulatory concession, it's a competitive necessity. And we know that our only concern and worry was that Bank of Ghana, if it's possible for them to extend the period.
And that is the Executive Director of Association of Rural and Community Banks there, Solomon Amankwa. Now, the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz will not only impact prices of petroleum products locally and crude, but also could lead to the reduction in prices of other goods on the market. Now, this is because those areas today was reopened for shipping activities. This is because the shipping lines that were held up with goods have now started selling through that area. The development would also aid the flow of fertilizer and other critical input for industries here in Ghana. Fertilizer supply improving could also affect prices of some foodstuffs locally. If manufacturing firms are also picking up or resume production, that could also impact on employment and the payment of taxes to government. Now, total amount of money in circulation has gone up marginally ending March this year. This was captured in the latest statistical bulletin released by the Bank of Ghana. There is more in this report.
In March 2026, the total amount of money in circulation stood at 68 billion cedis. There has not been any official reason for the spike. But for some, this is interesting because, especially at the time that the Bank of Ghana has been working to mop up what it describes as excess liquidity on the market. However, one is not sure for now whether the increase can be linked to an increase in economic activities in the country. Others could be worried about the impact this would have on inflation going forward. Meanwhile, the Statistical Service data has also shown that total deposits held with commercial banks have gone down from 102 billion cedis to 89 billion cedis in March. This development might not be too good for the industry, especially at the time that the Bank of Ghana is looking at mobilizing more deposits from the market because of its impact on credit extension and support for businesses.
And that is a Business Desk report. Now, rising gold prices and strong mining activities is still impacting positively on economic growth for the country. First quarter GDP estimates showed that significant activities in the sector propelled growth higher than earlier estimated for the first half of this year. There is more in this report.
The sector, which had been contracting since last year, grew by more than 10% for the first quarter of 2026. In terms of its contribution to overall growth, it did more than 20% from January to March this year. The expansion in the sector was largely influenced by rising gold prices and production that also picked up strongly during that period. This might have resulted in a lot of activities in various mining concessions across the country picking up. For some individuals, the turnaround might not be ending soon, based on projections that gold prices could still be going up in the coming month, and it could hit $4,000 when it comes to average quote. The development may push more of these mining firms to expand their operations to benefit from this price boom. It also results in some employment for residents of the host mining communities. If this trend is sustained, it could also go a long way to help the economy perform far better than 4% that has been projected by government.
Let's turn our attention to the stock market, and about 3 listed equities on the market saw an appreciation in price at the end of trading today. MTN was up by 5 pesos to close at 6 Ghana cedis 44 pesos. Kasa Preku was also up by 15 pesos to close at 1 Ghana cedi 74 pesos. Access Bank gained 2 Ghana cedis 90 pesos and is now worth 31 Ghana cedis 90 pesos. And Kenneth on PM Express Business Edition, we're talking about food.
Right.
What is the state of our reserves as we speak right now? If there should be any crisis, can we feed ourselves for the next 2-3 months? I'll be engaging the chief executive of the Ghana National Food Buffer Stock Company, George Abredo, too, as you do some assessment on our reserves and our stocks.
I think that's a very important topic because of late we've been hearing of food gluts, food going bad because of lack of storage facilities and all that. So that is a very important topic.
And it's at 9 p.m. on Joy News and all our social media platforms.
Exactly. George, thank you very much for bringing us the latest in business. Let's bring you more stories this evening.
There is clarity on the John Mahama government's flagship no-fee stress policy as Minister for Education Haruna Idris revealed the state has spent a total of 888 million Ghana cedis on the program. The minister made the disclosure on the floor of Parliament while responding to questions from members of Parliament on challenges in the education sector. He says over 300,000 students have benefited in the last 2 years.
Speaker, there are no academic fee policy 2024-25 academic year. 152,698 validated first-year students benefited at a cost of 399,374,727 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, for the 2025 academic year ongoing, 159,750 students have benefited so far at a cost of 489,456,427 Ghana cedis. To date, Mr. Speaker, 312,448 students have been assisted under the no-fee stress at a total cost of 888,831,000. Mr. Speaker, this is what we have done to support young people desirous of accessing tertiary education. Our policy remains access, relevance, and quality.
That's the Education Minister Haruna Idrisu there, who also responded to concerns about arrears, since some students have yet to receive the disbursement of the no-fee stress.
Different from what we have seen. And
into 2027, the GET Fund will make a minimum allocation of 10 million to support each of the technical universities across the country, total 100 million. Mr. Speaker, we would honor that. There is no outstanding obligation in respect of no fees stress for 2024, 2025, 2025, 2026. The Honorable Minister for Finance has made releases adequately to the student loan trusts, which is executing the no fee stress and the free tertiary education for persons with disability. What we do is just authentication. Are you the real student? Are you a student of this particular institution?
Or the Etiwa East MP Appiah Osei also cautioned government against the use of GETS fund allocation for feeding at the neglect of infrastructure development.
That is not the core mandate of GET fund. GET fund's core mandate is to help in the infrastructure of the schools. I had the opportunity to visit the regions and also to engage the pre-tertiary schools. Mr. Speaker, as we speak now, there's an outstanding infrastructure, uncompleted infrastructure to the tune of between 8 to 10 billion. And so that if you take 42% of the allocation for this, which is not their core mandate, you ask yourself, how much do you give to them to complete the uncompleted infrastructure? We can use other sources of revenue to fund this equally good program, but not the monies that should go to GET fund for infrastructure.
Now, residents of the Kaiser Flats in Tema Community 4 are pushing back against plans to demolish 6 blocks of the housing complex, insisting the buildings remain habitable despite being declared unsafe by authorities. There is more in the following report. At the heart of the industrial city of Tema sits the Kaiser Flats. It is one of the post-independence legacies of Ghana's first president, Kwame Nkrumah, aimed at sparing his industrialization dream. However, 4 decades on, the flats have become a death trap to the community and those who reside in the apartments.
The structure in which they are occupying now could fail any time. With the slightest tremor, that building could come down. So we've written to ECG and Ghana Water to cut off their supply to that place so that they can move out of the structure.
As I take a quick tour of the flats, deep cracks are visible on the wall. The paintings on several of the structures have peeled off, with sections showing clear signs of deterioration. Yet, the fears of the looming danger strike only a few.
These particular buildings are made of concrete. So maybe the plastering side will be just cracks and it will wear out. But it doesn't mean that you collapse once and for all. It's never true.
The houses are stronger than those houses everywhere. There's no flat in Ghana here that was built with straight concrete. Every part of the house is concrete. So I don't know why they keep on saying the flat is weak, the flat is weak.
Before a disaster struck, the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, says it has earmarked 6 of the structures for demolition because they are unsafe, as another one was spotted at Osu in Accra. They are part of the 16 dilapidated structures identified across the Greater Accra region for demolition to avert further building-related disasters. This move by the government follows concerns of public safety regarding these buildings situated in densely populated neighborhoods. Early this month, 2 persons lost their lives with several others injured after a 3-story structure collapsed at Aveno in North Kaneshi. Tema NADMO Director Hajia Zainab Abdullahi tells Joy News they have received complaints from residents on different occasions concerning the structural integrity of the Kaiser Flats.
We went to assess the structure, the building, and looking at the building, you can also see that some part of the structure has fallen off. The assessment that we have done, we have to forward the reports to our regional office for them to take it up.
These concerns are validated by the Greater Accra Regional Director of NADMO, Dennis Nati. He says a structural integrity test conducted by AESL 2 years ago revealed that the buildings are no longer fit for human habitation.
It's not a targeted demolition that we are doing. You can see that we have over 20 of those structures there, but we have identified 6 of them. And those 6, they have conducted a structural integrity test on them, and they all failed. The 6 of those structures that we have, it's not all the 20 structures over there. The other ones are still sound, and they need to be renovated.
From the outside, the buildings are hard to miss. Sections of the buildings bear scars of years of poor maintenance and neglect. But many occupants find comfort in its space. According to them, they have no immediate plans to leave.
TDC gave us 80 years lease project. We have been here only, I think, 23 years now. Doesn't mean, I want to ask TDC, doesn't mean that they didn't know. As at the time they were selling this property to us, this thing can deteriorate to this state.
We are not moving here because we bought the houses, 3-bedroom houses, and we bought them. We are not relocating to. Here is a prime area in Tema. We are in the center of Tema.
The residents here tell me that even though the parts of the structures look not in good condition and they are tearing and breaking, it does not mean that the buildings are in bad condition, and so they say there's no need for NADMO to demolish these buildings. Reporting for Joy News, Gemma, Appiah, Tema.
Well, let's bring you sports now. You may have been aware by now that the Black Stars won 1-0 against Panama last night, but there are concerns about how they played that game. And let's get more from this and speak to a football coach and sports analyst, Nana Ajiman, who is joining us on Zoom. Nana, welcome to the program. How should we change our game, especially we facing England, who are, the toughest opponent on paper in our group going ahead?
Thank you very much, and a good evening to your listeners. Well, we can't make drastic changes. I think we have to bear in mind that, look, this is a coach that has only been with us for probably 50 days. The first match we played against Wales, he wasn't there. And we didn't have any other friendlies since that. So last night was the first time he stood on the touchline and watched for himself live how the team played in accordance with his instructions. I think he has to maintain strict adherence to defensive, tactical and technical discipline. I think that's his first port of call. I can see that that's his anchor. And then he has to work on the swift transitional play, turning defense into attack. Now, in order to maintain that and to ensure that it is stronger than it was last night, I think that those players that finished the game are the ones that should start the game against England. I don't think he should go back to how he started against Panama, because even though defensively it was okay, let me put it that way, in terms of the transitional attack, it was porous. And it wasn't until some substitutions were made that we really saw the Black Stars, start performing.
Right.
Let me put it that way. Or posing a threat. I think that's better. Posing a threat to Panama. So the changes can't be dramatic.
Right.
But how we finished up, let that be the way we start. And that will put England on the back foot straight away, because they like to have room to play from the back, and from Pickford to O'Neill and all that kind of stuff. Let's not give them that opportunity. Let's not give them that space. Let's not give them that time. Let's rattle them with a high press when they're when they're in the back, and then regroup
Right.
if they go beyond that. That's what I think.
Nanajaman, always great to have your expertise on any of our shows. Before we go, though, the host of Joy FM's Joy Time in His Presence morning devotion program says many fathers are actively involved in their families, even if their efforts are not always visible. So this Father's Day, Gemma, instead of blaming our fathers and father figures, I think we should celebrate their effort at the Joy Safari Escape. Don't you think so?
Yes, from the 20th to the 21st of June, all you have to do is to call Lois to book your slot on 053 100 3813.
And that's it for Newsnight. Thank you very much. For the sake of time, we are unable to read your messages. I'm Kenneth, Gyasi.
My name is Gemma Appiah.
Have a good